You're probably spending hours every day on repetitive tasks that an AI agent could handle in seconds, and while most people are still manually checking emails, updating spreadsheets, and managing their calendars, some people are already building AI agents that work 24/7 without breaks, sick days, or a salary. Now, building your own AI agent might sound complicated, but it's actually much easier than you think, and I'm going to show you exactly how to master n8n AI agents from complete beginner to running your first full workflow. But here's what most people don't know. There's one setup method that can save you up to 4 times the cost while giving you unlimited control, and I'll reveal that in just a moment. So in the next 12 minutes, you'll learn how to build AI agents that can manage your entire business workflow. We'll start with the basics, then build up to creating a fully independent AI assistant that could handle emails, schedule, research, and even generate content, all while you sleep. By the way, if you want to follow along, I'll show you the most cost-effective way to set this up using self-hosting, which most people don't even know exists. Now, before we dive into building anything, let's clear up the biggest confusion that I see everywhere. Most people think AI agents are just fancy automations, but they're completely different, and understanding this difference is crucial. An automation is like following a recipe. It goes from step A to step B to step C, no matter what happens. If something unexpected comes up, it breaks and stops working entirely. An AI agent, on the other hand, is like having a smart intern working for you. You give it a goal, and it figures out how to get there using the tools you provide. It can adapt, make decisions, and even change course when needed based on what it encounters. And here's what makes an agent really powerful. It has 4 core components that work together. First, there's the brain. That's your LLM like ChatGPT or Claude that does all the reasoning. Then you have the senses. These let it read emails, check calendars, or receive your instructions from the outside world. Next is memory. So it remembers what happened before and can build on previous interactions. And finally, tools. These are basically its hands that let it actually take action in the real world. When you combine all 4 of these components, you get something that can sense, think, remember, and act independently, which is incredibly powerful. But here's where most people make a costly mistake that I want you to avoid. They jump straight into n8n Cloud at $24 per month, not knowing there's a much better option that could save them hundreds of dollars every year. You see, self-hosting n8n can save you up to almost 5 times the cost while giving you unlimited workflows, unlimited concurrent executions, and complete control over your data. Instead of paying $24 per month for limited features, you can run everything for about $5 with no restrictions whatsoever. Now, the problem is, most people think self-hosting means spending days configuring servers and dealing with technical headaches, and that's where Hostinger changes everything completely. What Hostinger has done is create a one-click n8n installation that gets you up and running in literally minutes, not hours or days. You get all the cost savings of self-hosting with the simplicity of a managed service, which is the best of both worlds. So let me show you exactly how to set this up because it's surprisingly simple. First, go to Hostinger using my link in the description. That's my special link that gives you an additional 10% discount, which you definitely want to take advantage of. Once you're there, scroll down a bit and you'll see different plans for n8n hosting. I recommend the KVM2 plan. It's perfect for everything we'll build today and has plenty of room to scale as your workflows grow more complex. This plan gives you 2 CPU cores, 8 GB of RAM, and 100 GB of storage, which is more than enough to run dozens of complicated AI agents at once. Plus, unlike the original n8n subscription, you get basically unlimited bandwidth, which means your agents can process as much data as they need without any barriers. Here's what makes this setup special and why it's so much better than the traditional approach. Instead of choosing a basic operating system and then spending hours trying to install n8n yourself, you simply select the pre-configured n8n template, and Hostinger handles all the technical setup automatically. From there, I choose the 12 or 24-month plan since the value is insane. After that, you just choose your server location based on where your audience is located, add the coupon code YURI for that extra discount I mentioned, and complete the setup process. Once your VPS is ready, which takes just a few minutes, you click Manage App and you'll see your n8n instance already running and ready to go. Set up your account credentials and you're immediately ready to start building your first AI agent. The whole process takes under 5 minutes and you now have a professional grade n8n setup that would normally require hours to configure properly. Now that we have our setup ready, let's build something actually useful. A daily briefing agent that researches news, checks weather, and sends you a personalized report every morning automatically. So in your n8n dashboard, click Create Workflow and then add your first node, the trigger. We'll use schedule and set it to run every day at 8 a.m. so you wake up to fresh information. Next, we need to add the AI agent node, and this is where this gets interesting. Click the plus under chat model and select OpenAI. Now, you'll need an API key from platform.openai.com. Make sure to add at least $5 to your account or have a ChatGPT Plus subscription and generate a key. Now click on create new credential and you'll see fields for your API key. This is basically like giving n8n permission to use OpenAI on your behalf, and it's completely secure because the key stays in your account. Once you paste in that API key you got, click save, and now n8n can communicate with OpenAI servers. You only need to do this credential setup once, and then you can use it in any workflow you build in the future, which makes everything much faster going forward. Once that's connected, let's give it some tools to work with. Add Wikipedia for fun facts and SERP API for news and weather. Some require the same quick API key setup, but is worth it for what you get in return. Now it's time to write the system prompt. This is where you tell your agent exactly what to do and how to behave. I'll write something like, every morning, gather the weather forecast for Amsterdam, pull 2 to 3 positive trending news stories, and find 1 fun fact from Wikipedia. Don't repeat anything from previous days. Format it like a mini email newsletter in Markdown. But we're not done yet, because right now it's just generating text that sits in n8n. Let's make this actually useful by sending it directly to your WhatsApp, where you'll see it instantly on your phone. So add a WhatsApp node after your AI agent. The WhatsApp Business API requires a bit more setup, but there's an easier way. We can use the WhatsApp web integration through n8n. Just go into this website, make an account, and grab your API key through there. Once connected, you can send a message to yourself just for your daily briefings. In the message field, drag in the output from your AI agent, and WhatsApp will format it nicely as a regular text message that you can read anywhere. So the complete workflow now looks like this. Schedule trigger, check previous topics, generate new briefing, send to WhatsApp, log the topics for next time. Now let me share some tips that will save you hours of frustration. First, and this is crucial, don't try to overload one agent with everything. If you try to make it handle email, calendar, research, and social media all at once, it gets confused and performs poorly. Instead, create specialized agents and have them work together like a team. Here's how you actually do this. Create separate workflows for each function. So you'd have one workflow called email agent that only handles Gmail operations, another called calendar agent that focuses just on Google Calendar tasks, and a research agent that handles web scraping and data gathering. Each agent gets its own clear system prompt and specific tools, which makes them much more reliable. Second, use the call n8n workflow tool to connect different agents. Your main assistant can delegate tasks to specialized agents, one for email management, one for calendar optimization, one for content creation, and so on. To set this up, go to your main agent's tool section, click the plus button, and search for execute workflow. Then select the specific workflow you want to call from the drop-down list. You can pass data between workflows using input fields, which are basically variables that you set up at the beginning of a workflow using a when called by another workflow trigger. These let the calling workflow send specific information like an email, subject line, or message content directly into the specialized workflow. So your main agent might call your email agent and pass it data like send weather report to subscribe@gmail.com, and the email agent receives that information through its input fields, processes it, sends the email, then reports back that it's done. The main agent will wait for the specialized agent to complete its task before moving on. This is really powerful because each agent stays focused on what it does best. Third, always set up proper error handling. Add validation steps after your agent runs, so if something looks wrong, it can try again or alert you instead of just failing silently. You can do this by adding an if node after your AI agent that checks the output. For example, if your agent is supposed to generate a news summary, you can check if the output contains certain keywords or meets a minimum length requirement. If it fails the validation, you can route it back to try again or send you a notification through WhatsApp or email that something went wrong. Next, use templates as starting points whenever possible. n8n has hundreds of pre-built workflows available, so don't reinvent the wheel. Find something similar to what you want and customize it to your needs. To access these, go to the Templates tab in your n8n dashboard and search for keywords like AI agent, email automation, or daily briefing. You can preview any template, then click Use for free to copy it to your workspace. Just update the credentials, modify the prompts, and adjust the triggers to match your specific needs. What's really cool about n8n's template library is that almost all of these workflows are built by the community, so you're getting real-world solutions that people are actually using in their businesses. There are templates for social media automation, customer support workflows, data syncing between different apps, and even complicated multi-step AI agents that can handle entire business processes. What I usually do is start with a template that's about 70% of what I want, then customize the remaining 30% rather than building everything from scratch. And finally, expect some trial and error, because even experienced users hit roadblocks regularly. The key is to test each step individually before connecting everything together, which saves you tons of time later. Use the execute step button on each node to test it alone. Check that your API keys work, your prompts generate the right output, and your data is connected correctly between nodes. Only after each piece works perfectly should you connect them all together and test the full workflow. Once you master these basics, the possibilities with it are crazy, and I've seen people build some incredible things. For example, agents that monitor social media and automatically respond to customer inquiries, agents that collect data from competitor websites and generate weekly intelligence reports, complete systems that manage entire e-commerce stores from order processing to customer follow-up, agents that create and post social media content based on trending topics, and even systems that handle job applications by checking resumes and scheduling interviews automatically. And with Hostinger, you can run all of these at once without worrying about execution limits or monthly fees, which gives you incredible freedom to experiment and scale. So now you know how to build AI agents that work while you sleep, and more importantly, you know the secret to doing it cost effectively with self-hosting instead of paying those expensive monthly fees. With Hostinger's one-click n8n setup, you can literally have your first agent running in the next 10 minutes at a fraction of the usual price. Use this limited time deal to get an additional discount for all yearly plans with my link in the description down below and coupon code Yuri at checkout. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.